Welcome to Behind the Ad. This series is all about paid advertising and everything to do with going from unsuccessful campaigns all the way through to successful ad campaigns. We dive deep into everything data related, strategy related, platform related, and we work across all the different platforms. So this series is going to be all things paid advertising for any platform, no matter what size business you're in and what you're looking to achieve. So if you're a business owner if you're a practitioner in the holistic healing space and you are looking for she's out here right now. She's struggling day after day, Googling her symptoms and getting absolutely no answers from anyone or anywhere. She's in the Facebook groups, asking questions, finding if there's anyone doing the exact same thing that she is and experiencing the exact same pain she is. She is your ideal client. She's looking for you, but she can't find you because she doesn't know you exist yet. Today, we are talking about finding her, not with hope, not with talking to people, but real data-backed strategy with paid advertising that will get you in front of her at the right place at the right time when she's ready to start her natural healing journey. You've probably spoken to so many women in your profession saying the exact same thing. I'm exhausted and I don't know why. I have so many different symptoms and I just don't understand what is causing them. I've been dismissed by the GPs more times than I can count and I just am going insane, honestly. And I've been that woman. I have been her. About 6 years ago, I was in this exact same position. I was struggling with pain, struggling with fatigue, struggling with concentration, struggling with so many things that I just couldn't get answers to. I was back and forth to GPs. I got tested and scanned for probably everything or what felt like everything and no answers. The GPs would tell me I have perfect health. Don't even know what perfect health means and still feeling like crap. So obviously I'm not at perfect health if I'm still feeling like crap. And I speak to so many women these days that feel the exact same and so many natural healing professionals that hear the same from their clients. Now, it's hard. It is hard to know what alternatives are out there when you don't know what alternatives are out there, right? It's the saying, you don't know what you don't know. And as women or as humans, we know to go see a GP. We know to go to the doctors when we don't feel well or when something's not right. But us women putting our faith, I guess you can call it, into the medical system and hoping for something back isn't right. We should be going there with confidence. We should be able to know that we are going to get the results that we need or the results that we're after, or even just an answer, just some clarity around what is going on in our bodies. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. So this is why I partner with natural healing practitioners, because I know the power of a naturopath or a nutritionist or anyone in that holistic healing space that actually takes the time to delve into your health and your results with a fine-tooth comb, and they understand what is actually going on in your body and they actually want to help you. So I partner with them and I actually help them get in front of clients that are looking for their support. And we do that by data-backed strategy. So I build out a strategy for a paid advertising campaign that works to get their name and their brand and their messaging in front of the right audience. And yes, it's easy to run an ad campaign, but what we do is we actually step into the ideal client. We step into her, how she's feeling, what she's looking for, what symptoms she's experiencing, and we curate content around that for an ad, and we build out this process that actually is going to educate and nurture that woman with all the information that they need. So this has been so powerful with my current clients at the moment, and I'm so beyond excited for them because they are out there healing women like me and probably like you or someone who you have spoken to or you're connected with, and it's just so powerful. It is so powerful because it is something that we need in the world and we need more of it. Now, it's interesting because organic content is so powerful these days, and it's so powerful within your own hub of contacts, your own connections, your own following. But paid advertising is going to help you reach that audience outside of your current connections and your current bubble. And that's what we're aiming to do, is we're aiming to reach more people. Yes, we're educating the people we have in our circle, but we want to be able to reach more people more women. We want to be able to be there. We want to be able to get our brand in front of them as soon as they're looking for support or whatever they're looking for. Now, the good thing about paid advertising is you can actually target very specifically. You can target by interest base, you can target by search, you can target by demographics, so many things these days. It's wild how specific you can get on targeting. And that is so powerful and in our favor because that helps us understand in our data what is actually working for our clients and for their audiences. So we want to understand, yes, we can target based off what we know, but our clients already know who they want to speak to. So we build out an avatar essentially, and that is our target audience. But it's based off the data that they've already provided us or that they've already got in their business, in their systems, because you know who you're talking to, you know who you want to talk to, and you've got all that raw data, but folding that in with targeting into an ad campaign, plus adding your targeting from your creative and your captions, it's kind of like this overall target, I guess, and they all play a part and they all work in with each other. And that is the power of paid advertising because you're actually able to target so specifically and get right in front of that person. And there's a lot of businesses out there that say paid advertising doesn't actually work for them. And while, yes, that may be true, there is probably a whole other explanation for it that they don't even realize, because you can run a campaign and know exactly the person you want to target, and you can target that person very, very easily. But if you have the wrong messaging, the wrong nurture sequence, the wrong information on your landing page, or even just like the wrong sequence of information on your landing page, and you lose track of them or they lose track in that process, then your ad has worked, but your follow-up sequence hasn't. Your content hasn't, your messaging hasn't. They've got confused at some point, or one step has become way too hard for them. Like maybe they have to fill in a survey with 15 questions. I know I would absolutely not want to do that, and I would put that in the too hard basket, because when you're looking for answers, you want the answer straight away. If you want to talk to someone, you want to book a call, name and email is all you need. Like avoid as much restriction as possible in that process. And then you can follow up with that later. You can jump on a call and get those answers. You can send a follow-up email after an initial discovery call with a couple of questions. There's so many other ways to get that data, but we find a lot of the time that when we're running campaigns for businesses, in the past, they've had too much friction in the way where the leads are so overwhelmed in the moment that they're just like, I'm not going to worry about this. And then they're back at square one. They don't get the results that they need, and they are not getting the help that they need. So what we do is we actually help build these campaigns out from the start to the finish. So we help with all the data, understanding who you're talking to, building your campaign out, and then also that follow-up sequence. Because when you're running a campaign, when you're working with an agency or a marketing professional who's doing this for you, they're a fantastic tool, and I love them. I could talk about them forever, but they are a tool within your marketing ecosystem. And without all the other bits and pieces in that marketing ecosystem, your ads have less chance of performing really, really well. Same with your organic social media. If you just start posting really great content, but you have nowhere for people to go to book a call with you or purchase your products or even learn more about you, like a landing page, then yes, you're getting great views, but you're not directing them anywhere. You're not getting that end result. So when we talk about advertising or marketing in general, it's important to understand the whole ecosystem of marketing. So yeah, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I've always found it so powerful just being able to help other women grow and understand how to build out their marketing and their advertising campaigns to grow and scale and continue reaching people, in this case women, for naturopaths that really, really need their help. So the Finding Her framework is really simple. Firstly, we break down who is she? Who is she? What is she looking for? What are the things that she's struggling with right now? And how can we help her? What are the emotional triggers that we can target to help her find us and understand that we are here to help her? The other thing is, where is she showing up? And if you're watching this and you're not in the natural healing space, think about this with your audience. Where are they showing up? Are they generally engaging with your content on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube? Are they finding you through Google directly in your website? Where are they generally finding you right now? Because that is a platform that you want to invest in if you're going to run paid advertising campaigns. Because why would you invest in LinkedIn ads if your audience is young, 18 to 24 on TikTok? Like there's no correlation there. It just doesn't make sense. Yes, you may have an offer that works really well on LinkedIn. Maybe it's a workshop, maybe it's a seminar, maybe it's something along those lines. But if your audience isn't there, then there's no, it's a mismatch. It's just not going to work. You need to meet your audience where they are, and you want to speak their language. Now, this one can be a little bit tricky because us as professionals, we use our industry language, right? Industry language, business terms. If you're in the corporate space, there's a lot of corporate jargon out there. And while that's fantastic internally, it can really quickly lose your audience's attention, especially in that marketing nurture sequence that I was chatting about before. So we want to be able to make sure that our marketing, our advertising and messaging and targeting is actually formulated in the way that our audience is going to understand it, engage with it, and emotionally attach to it. Because if we can't get them to feel like, wow, I really, really need this, or she knows exactly what I'm thinking about or exactly what I'm feeling, then we're going to lose them. So that is probably one of the biggest things that I find a bit of a struggle with some of my clients, especially with their current messaging. And I help them break that out and understand that it's okay to tweak your messaging. Yes, you've got your branding, your brand guidelines, you've got all that stuff, but if you're not getting leads or sales, something's got to change. So let's trial different targeting options, different messaging, different content. Let's trial it, because at the end of the day, yes, you can have all your branding and you can have all of your brand guidelines and your rules and restrictions and all that stuff, but if your audience isn't connected with that, then you're going to continue to not get any sales. And then you want to make sure that all that messaging in the content is reflected in the landing page, and it's reflected in your email follow-up sequence and in any other communications that you have with your audience or with your potential lead. So for example, do you have a workflow? Do you have a lead magnet? Do you have email sequences? All that kind of stuff. Make sure that is in the same language as your ad or your organic content, because that is what is going to be most important when you are taking that lead from finding you and discovering you to educating to then converting. So that is a really quick wrap of my first ever podcast episode called Finding Her, and I will be doing more of these once every couple of weeks. But yeah, this one was really rough, but we will get there. And I'm super excited to dive more into understanding target avatars, understanding ads, understanding the data, and all the things that go in with that. So if there was anything you'd love to know on this podcast, or if there's anything you would love to see in future episodes, comment below and let me know, because I am all open to ideas and suggestions to make sure that this content actually lands with you and you're able to get the most out of it. So that's it for now. A nice short one. I'm efficient and I understand we are all busy, and I don't like to do big long podcasts, even though I could chat for hours. So thank you, and see you in the next episode. Are you a naturopath or a holistic health practitioner that struggles to get your brand in front of the right people? The people who are already out there Google searching their symptoms, trying to understand why their GP is telling them that they have perfect health or that they're fine. Their bloods are great, their scans were clear, and they're just like, well, that's great, but why do I still feel like crap? Why do I still feel so tired after my 8 hours of sleep? Why do I still feel so bloated and sluggish after I work out, drink 3-4 liters of water, eat really healthy? I'm doing all the right things, but I still don't feel right. So there's something missing. And then they start self-doubting themselves, right? So we know there's women out there and other people out there who need the additional support, and they don't know that you exist yet, right? They don't know that the natural healing space is a place that can actually provide them results. Now, this is something I have personally experienced about 5 years ago. I was about 22 or 23. I was in my early 20s, and I started struggling with fatigue and brain fog and really bad menstrual cycles, really bad pain, like chronic pain in the middle of the night that would keep me up. I'd be in bed for days and there's just nothing I could do about it. Like I didn't know what to do, and I was so tired of going to the GP every week, being given painkillers, being told like it's just a bad period, or, you know, it's stress, or God, I don't even know what else excuses they threw at me. But it was just frustrating. And I was so frustrated and so tired. I naturally turned to Google, as we do. Anyway, these days it'd be like ChatGPT or TikTok or something. But back in my day, it was Google. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try and find some other answer to this. So I Googled everything that I experienced. Googled the symptoms, I Googled the fatigue, I Googled the tiredness, I tracked what I ate, I tracked how long I slept, I tracked how long, like, I would cramp for, because I used to get really, really long cramps. Like, my longest one was like 2 hours. And it was in the middle of the night and I was stuck on the floor. It was just, and that was like my breaking point, actually. Like, it was insane. But I would track everything, I'd Google everything, and I would just try and figure out how to fix this myself, because I just hit a point where I was like, I need to live my life again. And I'm not doing it like this. I'm not doing it dealing with all this stuff. And I ended up on Instagram or Facebook or something about a week or two later, and I had been served an ad by a naturopath clinic. And it was, I remember it so clearly, it was like a purple square static image, and whatever the text was, literally just answered every single thing that I had been feeling and thinking. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. I was a little skeptical though at first. I was like, okay, this seems a little too easy now. Like, I've been like hunting down these answers for so freaking long, and Google can't even tell me what's wrong with me. So I saw it and I was like, okay, checked out the page, read up on it a little bit, and then I actually left. I actually did not book an appointment in that first session because I'm a skeptic. I get a little bit skeptical with these things online, which is funny because now I run these advertising campaigns. I saw it, clicked around on the pages, left it, and then it kept showing up. But it was very, very well planned, because every time that brand showed me a new ad, it would be a new symptom that I had had. It would be a new pain that I was feeling. It would be a new piece of information that I was looking for answers for. So pretty much everything I had Googled, or everything that I was feeling or experiencing, would show up in every single ad. And I think it was like the 7th or 8th time when I was like, okay, these guys really know their shit now. They've educated me on about 5 or 6 different things now. So they must know what they're doing. So then I booked a call, had a chat with them, and even that experience, like, booked the call, which was just a form online, name, phone number, name and email or something, and booked that call, had a chat with them literally within 24 hours. But even then, like, once I submitted that form to book that call, I had an email in my inbox confirming your call at this day, this time. This is what to expect on the call. This is what we'll discuss. If you have anything specific you want to discuss, reply to this email and let us know so we can make sure we can discuss it in our chat and cover everything, because we want to make sure that this is tailored to you. It's not just going to be like a sales pitch. So then I was like, okay, wow, right, this was good. Like, I'm actually going to talk about my symptoms and explain everything to these people, because I don't know if you know, but sometimes when you book calls and stuff with people, it's like, okay, well, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and like, this is how much it's going to cost. Get started now. It's like, oh, okay, right. Who are you? How long have you been doing this? Do you have a pet? Do you like coffee? Tell me a little bit about you at least. So I booked the call, and that email, every step just kept building confidence for me in this company, and had a fantastic conversation, went through everything, and they didn't sell me at the end. And I was waiting for it. I was like, all right, it's going to be a big pitch. It's going to be a big pitch. It's going to be a big investment. It's going to be like, you know, and it wasn't. And I was like, okay, cool. And the lady on the phone was like, yep, so this is the process that we'll go through if you do move ahead. And this is what exactly we'll be doing. We'll be doing these blood tests first. Then we're going to go through this regime or whatever it was. And then we'll do this and then we'll do that. And what we're going to be checking in these phases is this, this, and this. And I was like, right, she's giving me all the information now. So I know exactly what I'm investing into. And that sold me in itself. I didn't care what the price was. I'm pretty sure I just signed up on the call then and there. And that's the power of human connection and having a really strategic nurture sequence and flow. This ad was served to me. And I'd never met the people in the business. I'd never met the lady who was like working with me, the naturopath that I was connected with. It was all via phone call, and somehow they had just made me feel so comfortable and just educated me. And that's the power of it. Like if you know how to educate your leads to turn them into clients, then like you're 10 steps ahead. Everything else will just work around that. Fast forward to today, I discovered I had endometriosis, and then we were working around ways to naturally manage that. So I did all the things. I did the tests, the scans, I did the operation, all that stuff. But I was still working with them because I said, well, look, I want to be able to manage this naturally. I don't want to be on medication and stuff forever or whatever they were going to prescribe me. I didn't even bother going down that route. But yeah, so I just ended up working with them, and then every time something would come up, I had someone to go to, and that was fantastic. And yeah, now I work with this new naturopath and I see her and we're working on other things and just always bettering my health. But it's been the best investment of my life. And honestly, that ad literally changed my life, because if I didn't take that step, then I don't know where I'd be. I don't know what I'd be doing or how I'd be feeling, or if I'd even be as energetic as I am now, as focused, as motivated, doing all these amazing things in my life and feeling amazing. Like I feel so good these days. So essentially, what I do is I help naturopaths and other holistic health professionals, so nutritionists, homeopaths, physios, whatever it is. I now help them build these strategies into their businesses to be able to consistently reach new people like me or like your current clients, because your marketing should be doing the legwork for you. You don't want to be spending time DMing people, getting out there, trying to turn cold audiences into warm audiences. That's what your content is for. And then your ads are there to continually nurture them and reach new people and bring them into your world. And then you nurture them with your organic content. And then, we build out that strategy to turn them from a warm audience to your converted leads, converted clients. So there is a whole process in this. And I will continue this series in other episodes because this one's going to be so long. So yeah, I build out a strategic, specialized paid advertising strategy for naturopaths and holistic health brands to reach new audiences and to be able to grow without having to put in extra physical hours. You don't want to be there like constantly doing the things. You want to be able to have a system in place that's going to work for you while you're working with your clients. So stay tuned for the next episode and we will dive deep into all the things around paid advertising and strategy and data. And yeah, I'll see you on the next episode. So she is Googling naturopath near me right now, but is she finding you? Are you coming up on the top 3 or 4 responses? Is your brand there? Does she know you exist? Or is she going to get served some other brand's ads, some other big healthcare brand that's just going to give her a basic regime, basic answers, and she's just going to go back around in circles? Your ideal client is that woman who is exhausted. She is sore. She is tired. She has no idea what to do next. She is out there searching, and she's searching for someone like you. The question is, when she searches, what is she finding? Is she finding you? This is what paid ads do. This is the power of paid advertising. They get you in front of your audience. They get you in front of her, that woman that is struggling. And you do what you do because you want to help them. So why not get your brand in front of them? So if you're a naturopath or a holistic health professional and you want to understand how paid advertising can help you get your brand in front of your audience consistently and be able to provide. So if you're a naturopath or a holistic health and wellness brand and you are wanting to know how paid advertising can help you get your brand in front of her, that woman that is struggling, she is needing answers and she has no idea what to do or where to go and she needs you, then follow along because this channel is going to be all about helping you understand everything about paid advertising, the data, the strategy, targeting, messaging, all the things on how you can get your brand in front of her to start helping her. You are incredible at what you do, but you are the best kept secret in your industry and nobody knows about you. That's a problem. I talk to naturopaths and wellness coaches every single day, and this is the biggest thing that I find. I have a chat with them and they are doing incredible things in their industry. They are doing such amazing work, but they always come to me and they're like, I cannot seem to reach many people. Like, I know who I'm talking to, I know who I'm targeting, and I have a great pool of people already following me, but they either have already got help from me or help from other people in the natural healing space, and they don't need any more support and they're just following me for education. But I want to help more people. I want to help more women. I want to be able to help make people feel better. And that's the power of paid ads. Organic social media is just not enough anymore. It needs to be tied in with paid advertising and other different pieces of the marketing ecosystem. So that's why we build out a paid advertising strategy, because yes, your organic socials are great and they are nurturing who is already in your world and maybe some people that are outside of your world, but paid ads are going to reach that bigger audience out there who don't know who you are, and they're going to bring them into your world. They're going to put you in front of that exact woman who needs that support, who needs those answers. So that's what I do. I help you build out that paid advertising campaign and a strategy that's going to work always, and it's going to consistently bring you those leads to help you find her. So if you want to know more about this, click the link in my bio, send me a DM, or just comment on this video, and let's have a chat. And I'm more than happy to chat you through the process. So someone's told you that paid ads don't work for holistic health brands. They're wrong, because I've been doing this for businesses and other health and wellness brands for years now. And the thing is that it generally comes down to the strategy. Now, when you're talking to someone who's like, I've run ads before and they didn't work, that's fine, but we need to dive deeper into that. So don't take that as great advice because it's really not. I hear this all the time. My clients find me through referrals. Ads don't work. We hear this all the time. But the thing is, your ideal customer is looking for you. They are online. They are searching for answers. They are searching Instagram for someone who can provide them with the knowledge and the understanding that they trust. So why would you not build out an advertising campaign that will help you get in front of that audience? It will help you get in front of that person. And then we build out, if you're not showing up in ads, then someone else is, and you're going to lose these leads to your competitors. Wellness is one of the best performing ads in. The demand is there. You just need the right strategy to get in front of the right people. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried ads before and if they've worked, or if they haven't, I'd love to know. This is something I find so common, but your ads may not actually be working because you're too busy talking about yourself. Now put yourself in your audience's shoes. If you are watching a paid ad reel, a video, and the healthcare practitioner is talking about themselves, you're going to sit there and think, okay, well, how does this benefit me? How is this going to help me? How am I going to get the results I need? You've targeted me and you're paying money to target me, but you're talking about yourselves. Put yourself in the shoes of, okay, they're going to continue. They're going to scroll on. They're not going to want to listen. They're not going to want to click on your page. They're not going to want to take any action. So if you're someone who's writing your ad copy or script, like, hi, my name is so-and-so and I'm a naturopath at blah, 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 blah. This is what I do. This is who we help, blah, 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 blah. Like, great, but it's 2026. We have evolved. We need to be starting our content with really engaging hooks. We need to be either really funny or really educational, because that's what people look at on social media. Now, obviously different for Google ads, but we need to be able to create content that's going to firstly stop them in their scroll, secondly, target one of their biggest pain points, educate them and make them feel comfortable, and start building that connection, start building that trust. This is how you get your audience to trust you and to believe in you. So what I recommend is lead with her problem. Show her that you know what she is going through, you understand what she is going through, and you know exactly how to help her. This one shift can make all the difference in your paid advertising campaigns. So if you want to know more, comment below or check out the link in my bio or DM me and let's have a chat. If you're posting every day on your social media, showing up on stories, making reels, writing captions, doing all the things, but you're still not seeing consistent inquiries, then this episode is for you. Today, I want to talk about strategy. Now, something I see a lot in the health and wellness space is everyone pouring everything into social media content. And yes, it is a fantastic tool, but in 2026, it just doesn't work on its own anymore. And it is not a successful strategy. The reality of organic content and how far it reaches, so you're only reaching 5% of your current following. Now, when you put it in perspective, that's not a lot. So you're spending all this time doing all these things, creating content, writing captions, scheduling it, picking a song, picking an audio, being really strategic about what you talk about and how you phrase it, and it's just not getting you anywhere. That's because you're not actually reaching the majority of your audience. And you've probably heard a lot of people say, oh, my video went viral or this went viral. But in reality, it's great to go viral because you get a lot of views. But if you're not reaching the right people, so it's great to go viral, but it doesn't mean you're going to get sales. So you're probably thinking, what else can I do? Well, referrals dry up really, really quick. The algorithm can change overnight and your post can just flop. Now, organic content is a long game, right? It takes time. It takes a lot of planning and consistency and showing up all the time. But if you fold in paid advertising into that, that gives you a layer of extra visibility. And this extra visibility is something that you can control. You can control how much it reaches new people, like how many new people you reach, what kind of messaging, where exactly you want them to go on your website. You can send them exactly to that link. You can tell them exactly what to do. So you have a lot more control in that sense. So paid advertising is a fantastic tool. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I love paid ads. And it's a fantastic tool because you can choose who you reach. You can choose how much you push your ad out. You can choose exactly who sees your content. You can exclude people from seeing your content, so you don't have to waste time with men if you only work with women. So it's a fantastic tool to get straight to the point and to get right in front of those people that need you. The other really cool thing about paid advertising is it creates a level of consistency without having to consistently show up. So if you're someone who is a solopreneur, you run your business by yourself, you're a one-woman show and you just don't have the time to film content every single day, jump on your stories 3, 4, 5 times a day, reply to DMs, write emails, schedule content, write captions, edit this, edit that, do this, do that. If you're doing it all by yourself, then ads are a fantastic tool to use to be able to get that visibility and consistent visibility every single day. And it can just do the work for you in the background while you're spending the time helping your clients, reading their results and formulating a plan for them. And scalability. Ads have been pivotal in helping brands scale, especially if they are strategically planned with data-backed decisions. Now, that's exactly what we do because we're not just going to throw money behind a post and call it an ad. We don't do that here. We build out a strategy based off the data that's already working for your business, and we build out a plan that's actually going to help you continue the growth that you've already started and scale it. So then you can continue to grow your business how you want, but not have the pressure of being in the business all the time, doing all the things to get to that growth. So I hear this all the time. Ads don't work in the holistic health space. That's not true because I've been helping brands for so long now and I have so much evidence that they do actually work. And it's just comes down to strategy. If you don't have a strategy in place, then you can't plan for that growth. Now, wellness is one of the higher performing niches in the ad space, right? It is constantly evolving and everyone is so health conscious that everyone is actively looking for ways to continue to grow their health. So when people say ads don't work for holistic health brands, then they're probably just not looking in the right space, or they're not doing the things that they need to be doing. Because women are searching for you. They're in pain. They are tired. They are sick of being dismissed by GPs. So they are online. They are searching for you, and paid ads are going to help you get in front of them. So a couple of tips to get started. Build out a strategy. Now, with this, you want to understand who exactly you're talking to, what they need, what is the biggest thing they're struggling with right now, and then provide them with confidence and understanding and educate them on what they're going through, and then provide them the solution, because that solution, by the time they get to that solution, they would have understood what's going on in their body. They'd feel comfortable with your brand because you've comforted them. You haven't just jumped straight to a sell, and you've educated them. Like, they want to be educated. They want to know. They want to self-diagnose themselves. Everyone wants to do that. Everyone goes to Google for a self-diagnosis. But in the end, we need the experts to give us the confidence that, okay, we can fix this. You will be okay. This is what we're going to do, and this is going to be the steps on how we get you back to optimal health. So a couple of things with running a campaign. If you're a small business in the natural healing space right now and you are thinking, I know ads will help me get visibility and I want to do them myself and I want to give it a go, then my advice to you is start small. Start with a hyper-specific offer that you know your audience either already loves, if it's a current offer that works really, really well for you right now, or something you know your audience needs or your industry needs. Maybe something that keeps coming up in conversation, something you're seeing regularly online, because that's going to be pivotal. If you have an offer that people want, then your ads are going to perform better, because with your targeting and your offer and your messaging, people are going to be like, yes, this is what I need. But if you're just going to say, okay, well, let's book a call and let's have a chat because you're not feeling very well, you're kind of not really giving them enough of a reason to be able to book with you. So start small with a hyper-specific offer, something really clear and easy, and start with a low budget. You don't need to be spending lots and lots of money on these ad campaigns. Start with a small budget, $10, $20 a day, and test that for 2 weeks. See how you go, but check in on it every 3 to 4 days. Make sure the ads are actually reaching new people. They're pushing out, everything's working, because these platforms can break pretty quickly. So it's always important to make sure that you jump in there and just have a quick look, make sure nothing's broken, there's no errors or anything like that. Now, this is a little self-explanatory, but my next point is be very clear on who you are targeting. Be very clear on who that ideal audience is. Now, you probably think, I already know who my ideal audience is. I know who I'm speaking to. Great. But focus that around your offer. If you're speaking to women age 40, 54, and that's your current network, that's your current client avatar, but you're creating an offer for younger women who are, early 20s, they're still growing, they're still early on, and they're starting to understand their body a bit better, but they're experiencing symptoms and they're going through all these pains and things like that, then your current messaging and all that stuff isn't going to work for that audience, because they are younger. They take information in differently. They're on different platforms. They're doing all the different things. So we need to make sure that we are very clear around our offer and who we're targeting for that offer. And my biggest piece of advice is track everything. Set up your pixels, set up your tracking, read your data during your ad campaigns, after your ad campaigns. Take note of everything, track everything, because that data is actually going to be what gets you from my ads don't work to, okay, I understood why that didn't work at the start, but now we've pivoted, we've changed, and now it's working and we're growing and we can see the growth 2 or 3, 4 months later. So if this sounds like you and you're currently running a practice, or you are a naturopath or a holistic health professional who is struggling with just reaching that newer audience, then I would love to have a chat with you and see how we can help you grow your visibility with paid advertising. So click the link in my bio or comment below or send me a DM and let's have a chat. Okay. If you're a naturopath or a holistic health and wellness brand and you've been told paid ads just don't work for me, I want to show you why that is completely wrong. And I want to show you how to create a paid advertising campaign on a small budget. So let's get into it. Firstly, paid ads are a goldmine. They are incredible for getting you in front of people who need your services, who are currently looking for you, but they just don't know you exist yet. So for the holistic health and wellness space, let's take naturopaths, for example, who work with women to help heal their gut issues, and any symptoms that they're dealing with, so tiredness, fatigue, abdominal pains, all that kind of stuff. So you would want to be targeting women around the age of 85. Oh my God, look at me. 8 to 55 or 25 to 55, around that ballpark range, right? Obviously, for your own business, you would know who that audience is and what their age is. So for the sake of this, we'll look at women aged 28 to 55 who are generally on Facebook and Instagram, that kind of demographic. Now, these women are searching things online. They're searching in Google, because that's our generation, we're still Googlers. We know they're Googling their symptoms. We know they are trying to get an answer. They're searching these things. They're actively looking for help. Now, the industry is undeserving in ads. There's lower competition for holistic health and wellness brands, which means a lower cost, which is good for us. So we don't have to spend as much to compete with other brands. So when you're planning running paid advertising, right, we want to make sure that we know what platforms are right for us. Now, not every single platform is going to work. So we need to understand, where is our audience currently? Where are they showing up currently looking for our services? In this case, it'll be Google. So we want to be able to target them like through Google, so through their current search, because this is where they're actively searching. This is a high intent platform. Now, she's already searching. She's already there. She's finding all these other people, but she needs to find you. Meta, Facebook and Instagram is another fantastic platform, because that's where people go to be entertained and educated. So this platform is fantastic to run ads, to build awareness around your brand. We want to use these platforms to get you in front of new audiences, but educate them. Be like, hey, this is me. This is what I do. I know how you're feeling because I've been there too. And get them to follow you and get them to build that connection with you. Now, these go hand in hand, because you can retarget those from Google who may not have that personal connection with you, but they've come across your page and they might not be ready yet. They may not be confident enough to book with you, but then you can retarget them on social media and say, hey, this is all about me. This is my life. This is what I've come from. This is how I've healed my clients, or this is how I've healed my own journey. And I understand where you're coming from because I've been there, and, build that connection and the trust. And then it all kind of layers in with each other. Now, a great wellness ad is really important, right? Just like any industry, your ad needs to be really well structured. So what we want to do is we want to actually start with the problem. Now, I know in the industry, everyone is always saying, yep, problem targeting is the way to go. And that is true, but there is a specific way to do it, especially for those in the health and wellness space, because they've just been dismissed by a GP, someone who their whole life they've been told, I need to go to the GP. They're going to fix me. They're going to know what to do. These are healthcare practitioners. They are doctors. They are the people that are going to help us when we're sick, but they're not getting answers. So they're getting a little frustrated and they're losing confidence and they're losing faith in the healthcare system. So what we need to do is we need to lead with her problem, and we need to build their confidence around, you're not going crazy. We know what is going on, or we know something is not right there, and we want to help you figure that out. So you want to position yourself as if you want to partner with them and help them. Well, that is probably what you want to do anyway. So you want to build that connection. You want to build that trust right from the start. You want to keep it authentic. You want to keep it personable, and you want to make sure that this potential lead who has just found you on an Instagram reel goes through the emotions of, okay, this person is in the health and wellness space and is talking about a problem that I've been experiencing for the last 6 months. But then straight after that, so that's the awareness stage. Straight after that, we want to get them into the, not necessarily the conversion stage, if you know about the marketing stages, but we want to take them from awareness to confidence. We want them to have confidence in you and your brand, and then educate them, and then convert them. You don't even have to convert them in that first video. So it's really important to build the trust. Now, with your content, it's so important to have a piece of proof. So a testimonial, a case study, somewhere on your social media, definitely on your website or your landing page, because people want to see that you know what you're doing and you know your stuff. I feel like that one's kind of self-explanatory too. Like, you want to show off all the great work you do and to be able to reach more people and build the confidence in them that they know that you know what you're doing. So how to get started with ads, right? Set up a ads manager account. So whether you're doing that in Meta or whether you're doing that in Google or TikTok, Pinterest, wherever your audience is and wherever you're planning to run ads, create a ads manager account. Set that up. Get really clear on your audience. So who they are, what their pain points are, how you can help them, interests, demographics, all that kind of stuff. Get really, really clear on that. Then choose your objective. So think about what you want to do, what you want them to do. So what steps do you want them to take? So take them from paid ad on, say, Meta, say an Instagram reel, that's an ad. Where is the end goal? Do you want them to book a discovery call on your website? If that's the case, then your objective needs to be linked to the website. So say, for example, a traffic campaign where they will go to your website and you'll link them to a direct page. If you're doing a lead ad and you want them to fill in a Facebook lead form so you've got quicker leads, then that's your objective there. So just choose your objective based off the end goal and set a budget for a minimum of 2 weeks, because that first 2 weeks is your testing phase and you don't want to be optimizing anything within that 2 weeks. So have a budget for at least a month, because you want to make sure that you give the ad enough time to grow and scale in that 2 weeks to understand the data and then be able to optimize from there. Now, when you're running the ads, it's really important to understand the data. So we want to understand what's working and what's not. And to understand that, you need to understand the metrics within the ads manager accounts. Now, each ads manager is different. So Google's slightly different to Meta, and TikTok's slightly different again, and LinkedIn and Pinterest, they're all slightly different. But if you understand the basics, you'll be fine. So firstly, reach. How many people your ads are reaching. Impressions. Now, this is how many times that your ad shows up on the screen. So reach is people, how many people you're reaching. Impressions, how many times your ad is appearing on the screen. So you could reach one person, but they could see your ad 6 times. So that's those two. Your cost per click. So how much you're spending per click. Now, this can be broken down a little bit further in Meta. So cost per click in Meta is when they click the see more button to read the rest of your caption. And then cost per link click is when they click on the button or the picture sometimes, and it takes them to your website, because that is the link. They're clicking to the link. And I think there's another, cost per 1,000 impressions, so CPM, so how much you're paying for 1,000 impressions on your ad. So they're kind of the basics. And then there's also cost per lead. So if you've set it up for a lead ad and a lead form, you'd be looking at cost per lead. So they're the basics. Obviously, there's so many more metrics out there, but it's important to understand what your objective is and your goal, and then make sure you're reading the data that gets you to that goal. So my biggest piece of advice is don't judge your ads too early. It's important to keep them running for at least 4 weeks, because the platforms need time to be able to build the data. They need time to be able to go out there and reach new people and build the data, understand who's clicking, who's reading your captions, who's landing on your page, who's taking action, who's not. Because yes, you're targeting the people that you want to target, but it doesn't necessarily mean that those people are going to be interested. Again, like I mentioned before, you may not have the right messaging or the right creative. So if you're running an ad and you're finding that you're not getting a lot of people getting onto your landing page or staying on there for a while. You may have a messaging issue, or you may have an offer issue or a creative issue. There's some mismatch there. So that's why it's so important to be understanding our data, because we're able to follow that client journey and be able to jump in when we realize, okay, well, there is a mismatch here. We're getting the reach, the impressions, the clicks, but we're not getting people staying on our landing page for longer than 2 seconds. So there's something on our landing page that's stopping people. Maybe we need to bring the form up more. Maybe we need to add more educational information. Are we using the right terminology? Does it match up with the ad and the wording we're talking about in the ad? There's so many things, but it's really important to stay on top of your data, because that's what's going to tell you whether it's going to work or not. And it's going to give you the data that you need to be able to optimize to continually grow and scale. So if you are looking to run paid ads in 2026 and you have maybe even dabbled in them before a little bit, but you want to know a bit more about data, this YouTube channel is going to give you everything about paid advertising and all the bits and pieces. We're going to dive deep into so many different things. Thank you for watching, and comment below if there's anything you would like to see in future episodes, or if you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. We are back. I locked myself out of the studio. Gosh. Alrighty. So we are here actually at Blacktown City Library's studio. They've just finished building this incredible studio for bookings, and they've also got another room which is like 2 couches. So if you're in Blacktown or Western Sydney and you are looking for a location to film a conversation or do a podcast or just film some content, there's some awesome studios, and they will be available soon too. So let's get on to the last piece of today. She came to me as a naturopath with a thriving practice but inconsistent bookings. She's tried ads in the past and burned through thousands of dollars just in ad spend alone, and nothing to show for it. Once we dived deeper into her account and I had a look at all the data, it became really clear that she had no strategy in place. There was no clear plan of how to get her audience from not knowing who she is to building that trust and then booking with her. We also found out that she didn't really know exactly who she was targeting. She knew she wanted to target women aged, I think it was 35 to 54, and in the local Sydney area. That was really it. It was very, very broad targeting. So what we did is I actually sat her down and I was like, okay, but tell me about your current clients. How did they find you? What did they come to you with? What problems? What are you finding most common at the moment? What is the most talked about symptom or the most talked about problem in your industry at the moment? And we had a good chat and I wrote some things down and I said to her, okay, this is how you're going to target them now. We're not targeting generally, we are specifically targeting. In this data, I also noticed she was just sending people directly to a booking link. And while that's good, if you don't have the content selling the offer for you or educating your audience around the offer, then it's going to be really hard to get people to actually book. So we tweaked her content, we tweaked her targeting, we tweaked her lead flow sequence. So we looked at her organic content and we tweaked some of that and how she educated organically. So then when we did bring new audiences into her social media profile through ads, they've hit that awareness stage and now we're educating them. We're telling her audience about her, who she is, what she's about, who she helps, what she does, all the things. We're educating them there and then slowly nurturing them to with her. So we did this I worked with her for 6 months, and in that time we built out a brand new strategy. We built out new content for both organic and paid. We reworked her landing page. We set up a nurture flow sequence, so automated emails, automated SMSs. And these aren't just thanks for booking or thanks for jumping on a call. It was a 7-day sequence. Some of them were a bit longer, and it was educating. So 1 email a week, educating on different things. And in between that, she would connect with them on Instagram, or some of them were on LinkedIn, and she would just comment on their posts or jump in their DMs or something like that. So it was constantly nurturing these people at different stages and at different levels. That's part of the touch points. So at the moment, there's about 21 touch points before your audience actually takes in any information and wants to book with you or takes in any knowledge of who you are. So it's quite hard. There's a lot of touch points. So I wrote this down, but we ended up getting her 36 leads in 6 weeks. We got a cost per lead of 21 cents. Now, that's really good because you don't want to be spending too much money per lead. Bookings, so the 30-something leads ended up being about 22 bookings, if I remember correctly. Couple didn't show up. That's just standard. But she ended up getting, I think, about 12 sales out of it. So the bookings were the discovery call, and then she got about 12 actual bookings out of it. And that was really nice because those leads actually staggered in over those weeks. It was a couple every week. And then, yeah, so she started to see that consistency there. It wasn't overload. We didn't get a whole flood of people wanting to book with her in that 1 week because that's just not how ads work. But it was nice. She goes, I can see now, like, I can predict what my coming months are going to look like. And that is the power of paid ads. Like, you want to be able to set it up so you can have predictable sales and leads coming in. So this is just one of the stories of one of the clients that I've helped. But I do this with all my clients. We look at a holistic approach. We don't just run the ad campaigns. We look at all the other pieces around it. Because your marketing and business in general, everything works hand in hand. And if something's not working, it could essentially have a domino effect on all the rest of it, or it's going to make other parts of your marketing not work, or other parts of your business ecosystem not work. So when you have all the things together, you're going to see results more consistently, and they're going to be high quality leads, or they're going to be high quality followers on your socials, or whatever that may be. So if that sounds like something you've been experiencing with inconsistent leads in your practice or in your business, I would love to have a chat. So click the link in my bio or DM me or comment on this video and let's have a chat because I've got a wealth of knowledge I'm happy to share.